Hello and good morning in Europe, good evening in United States. This is Ahura again with another daily outlook videos. We're going to see what's happening in the market, what's happening, what is going on, and what we have to expect from today's financial market. As we know, gold staying or holding its 5 months high, Euro USD holding its or trading above its 16 months high, economic data from UK and many others to talk. Let's start from Europe yesterday. What happened in United Kingdom yesterday? We had GDP numbers, and let's go to the GBP USD. It's opening at the same time. The GBP USD. Yesterday we had GDP numbers from United Kingdom, manufacturing and industrial production. As you see. These numbers all were disappointing. In manufacturing numbers, in the productions, industrial productions, all we missed expectation. At the same time, the GDP numbers for quarter three, first initial estimates. After that, we had European Central Bank economic outlook kind of or expectations. In the economic expectations of European calendar, European Central Bank, we saw that revised up the GDP for 2021. It was exactly same thing happened in yesterday's OPEC monthly meeting. Both of them they revised up the European GDP for the third quarter and totally for that because of the increasing in the third quarter. They increased the estimates for 2021 with from 4.3 to 5%. Yeah, before it was expected, they were expecting 4.3 for 2001, and now it's 5%. The European Commission is waiting for 5% increase for 2021, and for 2022 they are expecting 4.3, and for 2023 they are expecting for 2.4% economic growth. All of them they are a little bit, especially for 2021, a little bit more than earlier expectations. So it means that despite the United States, yesterday we had, as I told you, had OPEC monthly report as well. In OPEC monthly report, they revised down the US economic outlook for a little bit lower for the third quarter. I mean, the OPEC monthly report also we had, and in OPEC monthly, let's talk about the OPEC monthly report and its estimates a little bit later. But for now, yeah. So we had European economic estimates, and while yesterday we didn't have that much economic data after that, and yeah, we had then later we had OPEC monthly report. OPEC monthly report, what was interesting in OPEC monthly report? Firstly, about this, they are expecting to see almost 300,000 less demand for the rest of 2021. So it means that in 2021 we will have less demand than earlier expectation, which means that which is the reason of that earlier of the lower economic growth. In a global economic, actually, to be honest, in a global economy, general in a global economy, we didn't have at the numbers, we didn't have that much difference, we didn't have that much change. But the thing is that US economic growth in the OPEC monthly report was lower than, so if I find the numbers, it was lower than earlier expectations. By GDP for United States, weakness in the United for the, yeah, 2001 2002 was change. Okay, it was 5.5%. The estimate is it's decreased to 5.5%. Let me see what was the earlier expectations. Anyway, the estimates for United States for the 2021 is 5.5%. I can't find what was the earlier expectation, but anyway, for their estimates is 5.5% for 2021. It's the OPEC estimates. So it means that the economy is growing lower. There is important, very interesting stuff we need to watch. Look here we have. Oops, sorry. Here we have crude oil. Let's go here. Here we have the oil chart. Look at the oil chart. Oil was increasing. The oil price was increasing. It is increasing. The oil price was because higher expectations for the economy. At the same time, we had a shortage in energy market. Shortage in energy market with the estimates of the higher GDP numbers, higher actually it's like the economic data actually. Let's say like this, the economic data was much higher than estimates. So it helped all together the oil to recovery to go to touch the highest level since past year, 7 year actually. We can say that 7 year high. But at the same time, we know that the higher price for the oil is the killing the economy. So higher price for the oil, it means that higher inflation, producer inflation, and this high producer inflation will affect the prices. And finally, since the final consumer will have to pay this, because this inflation is moving to the consumer packets, and they have to pay from their packets, so they're going to buy less. This buying less will put the GDP in a weaker position. So higher economy moves the oil price higher, but higher oil price will move the economy down. They are just kind of we have to have a balance between them. So this higher inflation is one of the reasons that the economy is moving a little bit. We are expecting to see a little bit weakness in economy. So it means that less demand for oil as well. Why? Because less GDP expectations will be less demand for oil. That's why the OPEC in its monthly plan, its monthly report, decreased estimates demand for 300,000 barrels per day. And they're expecting to see the 100% pre-pandemic level at the last quarter or at the end of 2022. This is generally what happened yesterday in the market. So the OPEC Plus meeting, the OPEC meeting, actually, I say the OPEC monthly report was a little bit disappointing for the oil market. So that's why we saw a little weakness here in the oil prices. At the same time, as I told, we had the GDP numbers from the UK, so that was that's why we saw the cable in a lower levels, and it will continue. At the same time, the gold holding its 5 months high, and however, with the higher price of the higher level of the this is the USD index. With the higher USD index, the higher USD index will put the gold under pressure. But the higher USD index is why? Because that still the inflation worries is going on, and we have the worries in the market. So it will put the US dollar in a more demand against its crosses all across the world, and this higher US dollar rate will put the gold under pressure, while we have the gold by itself as a demand, but expensive US dollar will put it under pressure. Why we have a gold as a demand? Because stock markets are still weak. As we can see here, the stock market is decreasing. Their higher high is lower than, I mean, they're creating a lower high and lower low. So it means that we have to wait for lower numbers in the stock market so far, and we're going to see that continuing. So this is generally the stock market the situation in the stock market is not going. The situation is not that good. That's why we have profit booking from stock market and moving the money or moving some of this cash to the gold markets. So that's why we are keeping the gold still in high levels. But as I told, the higher dollar, expensive dollar, will put it under pressure. In the cryptocurrency market, higher increase after increasing to the higher level with the inflation numbers, after this inflation data, we saw that the falling, because as I told you yesterday and the days before, inflation by itself is something very important in the cryptocurrencies market with the stable coins concerns. We don't have that much I can say encouragement in the cryptocurrencies market to see that they're increasing for all Ethereum, for Ethereum, for Ripple, or for Bitcoin. All of them they're kind of under pressure. In the currency market, as US dollar increasing its crosses, including the euro, GBP, Japanese yen, and the others, the Canadian dollar, all of them they are under pressure, and we can see them in a weaker position against US dollar. This is the general market situation today in the economic calendar. We will have the important data to watch from the China, especially which is the new loans and yeah, it's mostly about the new loans. Yeah, so about the new loans, it is very important in the Chinese economy to see that how many new loans they had, and later in the U.S. economy, U.S. market, we will have GLT numbers. The GLT numbers will telling us that the is still do still we have the higher like open positions that we will the open positions that we had at the end of the October will tell us that the how market is recovering itself in and how the employees are interested to get the jobs because we had too many open vacancies and not too many hiring. So these open vacancies will tell us that the how people are interested to find and get their job. So this is the most important data of the day in the United States. In US, actually in today's economic calendar, we don't have that much from the Europe also. So the most important data of the day is US GLTs, and that's it. And we should, if you're trading in Europe, Turkish retail sales also is something to watch. Inflation numbers in Switzerland and Spain, they are also can move a little bit the euro a little bit, not that much, can be a little bit important. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. It was what we had in the market. Let me know your idea in the comments. Subscribe the channel, like it, and please write in the comment your idea and what you are thinking about this videos and what you want me to cover in the next days for daily market outlook. Good day and see you guys on Monday. Bye.